Hello everyone, my name is Michael Sherry and I'm with Paul Sherry RVs in Pickle, Ohio. If you look above in our resources tab on our website, which is paulsherryrvs.com, you'll see where I did a how to winterize your RV video. This video I'm going to talk about the opposite, how to de-winterize your RV. So in the springtime you're ready to get your RV out, but it's winterized and you have to think, well, how do I go about de-winterizing it? So that's what this video is all about. I've got some important things for you to check. Now, this particular video I'm doing on a 2018 Forest River Gray Wolf 26 DBH. But the systems on most RVs are very similar to this, and I'll even point out a couple things that this RV doesn't have that yours might have to check when you go ahead and de-winterize. Also, I'll show you a couple of the tools you need. First off, you're going to need a screwdriver. This has got a flat, a square bit on it. A Phillips bit might also work. This will help you get into access points where your water heater and also where your water pump is. So that's something you need. Doesn't need to be power. I like power because it's simple. Also, you're going to need one of these. This is for your water heater plug. Most water heater plugs are 1 inch and 1/16 inch socket. So 1 inch and 1/16 of a socket. So a pretty decent sized socket. And I just put it on the end of a torque wrench with a little adapter to help me get to it easily. That'll tighten up your water heater plug. Also, a couple things that you'll probably need to purchase before you start this process. If your RV has an anode rod for a plug, meaning it looks like this, yours might not have this thick of an end on it here. That's your plug in there, and the anode material here, yours might just be a skinny wire after you pulled it out last year and it's used up all the minerals. What anode rods do is they keep your lines, your water lines, from calcifying and building up of minerals. So that's important. You need to buy one of these. Don't put your old one back in. Looks like we've got them for sale for just under $20. So you can buy them pretty inexpensively, and they're really going to keep your lines from building up with calcium and things of that sort. So that's something you're going to need. If you don't have an anode rod and you just have a plastic plug, make sure you find that plastic plug. Now this is for the back of your water heater. I'll show you that in a second. And I also maybe recommend buying one of these. It's a little peacock you can put in place instead of the plastic plug, and it has a really handy open device on it. So instead of taking this plug out every year when you winterize, de-winterize, what have you, you just unscrew this and the water will come out. So it's very nice. It's even handy to use while you're camping, because you don't want water to sit in that water heater for a couple weeks if you're not going to use your camper. So just drain your water, and you can just do it by simply turning the little peacock. So this we sell for under $10 in our store. It's a valuable purchase if you don't have the anode rod option in your water heater. And then last part, and I'll talk about this in the video, get some freshener for your fresh water tank. What you do, you pour this in your fresh water tank and after winterizing, and this is just going to freshen everything up so your water and stuff won't smell or taste like antifreeze. I don't ever recommend drinking water out of your camper, but just it's nice to freshen everything up. And this particular brand is called Spring Fresh by Camco. Again, we sell it in our parts store for under $20 for a gallon, and this is something you do at the end of de-winterizing. Pour it in your fresh tank, turn your water pump on, let it run through all your water lines. Freshens everything up, makes everything smell better. And then last, while you are de-winterizing, I always say check your roof. If you don't do any other maintenance to your RV, you have to check your roof. This prohibits water leaks. And also check all your sealant around your windows. The sealant around your windows and the seams on the sides of your camper is typically going to be a silicone or a Pro-Flex. It comes in a tube of caulk. But on your roof, it's a particular material called Dicor. And I'll show you that at the end of the video. This is what a tube of Dicor looks like. It's got a little bald guy on it. Looks like Mr. Clean there. But this type of material, it flexes when you go down the road. When I get up on the roof today, it'll almost feel like Play-Doh. It'll move around. What you want to do is you want to clean that. You want to seal it with a UV protector. And if it's bad, you want to put more down. And it comes in a caulk tube. You just spread it out. You don't need to level it or anything. It's a self-leveling seal. It's simple to do. I'm not super handy, and I can do it. So that's what you need. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn this camera around, and I'll show you each of the things that we need to do in order to de-winterize your RV. The first thing we want to do is close everything up. When we winterized our camper, we opened everything. We opened our fresh tank, we opened our waste tanks, we opened our water heater, we opened the low point drains. First thing we're going to do is close everything up. Next, we're going to locate the back of the water heater, and we're also going to put the plug in the water heater when we close everything up. Then we'll turn the water on and open all faucets one at a time. And what we do here is we just let the antifreeze run out until your water's no longer red. And I'll even show you a little trick of how you can feel to make sure it's good. Then we'll check our water pump to make sure it's not still in winterize mode, and if it does have that option, this particular camper does not, but I'll show you that. And then we'll freshen up with our spring fresh. We'll pour that in the fresh water tank. And lastly, like I mentioned, it's a great time to check your roof, and I'll show you what to check for there. So let's start here. Let's close everything up. So this is all going to be done on the outside, and the only tool you are going to need here is this and maybe a pair of pliers. So I don't need pliers for this camper. This will put the plug in the water heater. So let's get started. So locate your water heater. They all look very similar. They're all on the outside of the RV. Water heater is going, I got the door open, but it's going to look like this. It's going to either have a black door or a white door. It's going to have a little tab here to open it up. So open it up and then determine if you have the little plastic plug or the anode rod. This has got the anode rod, so put that in the plug there. And go ahead and tighten that all the way up. This is where, in this case, I'll need the 1 1/16 inch socket. Okay, so now I have the plug in the water heater, you can see there. And also I store my low point drains and my freshwater tank drain plugs right in here. Yours might not have the caps like this, yours might just have on-off valves. So next we will go ahead and locate the low point drains. In this particular camper, they're easily marked right here on the side of the camper, low point drains. If yours don't have that marking, just look underneath your camper for 2 water lines coming out. Sometimes they will have a cap like that on the end. Sometimes they'll just have an on-off valve. So looking under here, we'll find them, and there they are. I went ahead and put the caps on. When you de-winterize, you took the caps off, and I went ahead and already put them on. So just make sure they are on and they are tight. Those are your low point drains for both your cold and your hot side of your water heater. Next, you want to locate the fresh water tank drain. When you winterize your camper, you drained out your fresh water tank. And the first place I look on a camper is where you fill. So you fill in here, and usually the tank is right below that in some type of location. So looking underneath the camper, this particular one is just forward a tad. I'll get around these wheels and show you. And it's right above an axle. See it sticking down right there. So the white line is an overflow, the black line to the left I put this cap on. So I can't do that in this video, but go ahead and put that cap on. That'll keep your fresh water tank from leaking and allow it to hold water. Okay, we still got a couple more things to close up. One is your gate valves. So these are your dump tanks. You have your gray and your black open and closes in. So I have them both in the closed position. You want them fully in so you're not leaking water on the ground. So that's what we need to close up, and we have already completed step 1. Let's go in the camper and see what is next to do on our list. So just to recap, we have closed everything up. We did the fresh tank, we did the waste tanks, both the gray and the black. Put the plug in the water heater, and we cap the low point drains. Next, you want to locate the back of the water heater. When we winterized our camper, we bypassed the water heater. In other words, we made the antifreeze go around the water heater instead of going into the water heater. Now we want to use our camper, and we want water to go back into the water heater so it gets hot. No one likes taking cold showers. So the water heater was up in the front of this camper, and basically there's going to be a compartment. This is where the screwdriver come in handy. I already took that plate off. This particular one is underneath the bed. I found it handy to get a little rod to help keep up the bed, and also the flashlight is going to come in handy right now. Here is the back of your water heater. You notice it has 2 lines going in it, a blue line on the bottom, a red line on the top. Also, you notice here it has two valves. Those white things are valves right there, and it's pointed in line with the blue. So that means water is running from the blue to the white, and then up here there's another valve, and it's pointing in line with the red. So now the water is running from the white to the red. It's basically creating a loop around the water heater. No water is going in the water heater. This is winterize mode. For de-winterize and to be able to use your water heater, you want to turn both valves pointing into the water heater. Now, you might have a 2-valve system like this. A 3-valve system will be very similar. It'll have a valve right where these two are, and also one in the white line. You'll want to make sure that white line is turned against the white line, so it's not going with the white line, but perpendicular to it. That'll keep water from going to the bypass, and then of course you'll turn both valves towards the water heater, so water goes in the water heater and then out the top as hot water. So simply turn both those valves, and I'll go ahead and do that now. Just for demonstration purposes, you'll want to turn them all the way, and that will get water into your water heater. So that's how you unbypass your water heater. Now's the fun part. You simply just open all your faucets one at a time until all the red runs out. Remember your toilet to run in, and also your outside shower. For this video, and for time's sake, I'm just going to do the kitchen sink, but you want to go through every water outlet, all your faucets, and do this. So the kitchen sink, so you just turn it on. You can see the red antifreeze coming out. It's a little foamy as well. You run that until you see no more red. Simple as that. Now I already have water hooked up to this camper at the city hookup. That's where I'm getting my water from. So before the video, I went ahead and hooked up the water to the city hookup and turned on the water. So you want to do that, or of course you're not going to get anything coming out. You notice that the antifreeze is running out. The water's turning more white than red. A little trick, if you feel the water, if it feels greasy in between your fingers, it's still got antifreeze on it. So this one's feeling pretty good. We've run the antifreeze out there. Make sure you turn the faucet into the cold side or the hot side, the opposite of whatever you were doing, to running out both the cold and the hot lines. And again, you want to do that on every single faucet. For this video, I'm just doing it on one. Next is locate the water pump. So some campers, well, all campers have water pumps, and if you don't know where yours is, a little trick is turn your pump on. This particular camper, the pump switch, and most are right on the monitor panel. Just flip that on and listen for your pump. That'll give you a good idea where it is. So I found this one after a little hunting. Is located underneath the bunk bed. So looking under the bunk bed here, and there is my water pump. And what I'm looking for here is there's all kind of water lines. So just to make this easy, right here, this white line, that is coming from the freshwater tank. Everything else is an outlet there. So from the freshwater tank, sometimes in some campers there's a secondary line with a turn on-off that comes out to a clear line that's open at the end. That's for winterization, and that's the line you put down in your jug of antifreeze to suck, instead of water from your fresh tank, antifreeze from your jug throughout your system. This camper does not have that, but if yours has that, make sure that on-off is off or perpendicular to the clear line that goes to the antifreeze, and in line with this line here coming out of the floor, which is coming from the fresh tank. So that's what you do there. Again, this trailer does not have that. Some campers do, so I wanted to show you that. So now we can freshen up, and all that takes is, once you've run all the antifreeze through your system, pour a gallon of this down your freshwater tank. You actually don't have to use a whole gallon. You can probably use half of this and then fill the rest up with water, and then let all that run through the system. So open up all your faucets again. That's going to get any smell of antifreeze or feel of antifreeze out of all your lines. And you're done. You have winterized your camper. But like I said, this is a great time to also seal your roof. And that's what I want to show you today. Here's your die-core lap sealant. And I've got a ladder in the back. I'm going to show you what that entails. Again, if you don't do any other maintenance, definitely seal the roof on your camper. I recommend in the fall when you winterize, and in the spring when you de-winterize. First thing you want to do is inspect your roof. Get up on your roof. Most of them are walkable. Your unsure, ask the manufacturer. This is a walkable roof, but I'm not going to get up there. Just get up, check for soft spots. This is the sealant that you're going to check. So it looks like a Play-Doh type material. This is actually the Dicor, and I can press on it now and it's soft. That's how you'll want it to feel. So if it's hard or even cracking on the sealant, this is a brand new camper, so it's not, but if there's cracks in it, that's where water is going to get in and leak into your camper. So if it's cracked or hard, simply peel up, get your tube of Dicor like I showed you down inside the camper, and put new down. You can see they do it real liberally as well. So check all your Dicor seams, clean them. They make a cleaner for this, and then once the cleaner is cleaned and all the water's dried off, spray with the UV protector, and then you're done. That's how you seal your roof. Thanks for watching our video. Feel free to check with our website, paulsherryrvs.com, and if you click the RV Resources tab, you'll find this and other helpful videos in taking care of your